Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack here as always, and today I wanted to show you this news that came out yesterday. Former IGN writer claims outlet told reviewers they were not really allowed to give bad scores to comic books. It's a surprise, honestly. IGN has given good reviews for even games they don't deserve only because they have the agenda. And well, that's the second part. The first one reason is because they don't want to lose that access media they have because these motherfuckers only can get their hands on a video game way earlier than everyone else because they are in that advertisement with giving a really good review score, and at the end of the end they just lost the credibility they used to have. I always remember when that game, The Last of Us 2 came, what divided a whole fan base. How they were really praising it like it was the motherfucking masterpiece, like the second Come of Christ. And then you have the score review from actual people who buy it, and of course, it didn't align with their agenda. So let's continue here. In yet another apparent confirmation that the mainstream geek media is in bed with the very companies they cover, a former IGN staffer has claimed that during his tenure with the site, he and his colleagues were not really allowed to leave negative reviews on comic books. And just look at comic industry right now. They are trash. Always pushing gay agenda, LGBT agenda, toxic, quote unquote, toxic masculinity agenda when it comes to humiliate male characters. They just, man, Tomo-chan is a girl. That one, that anime beat it the whole Marvel and this industry in views, and now making this up. This supposed lack of ethics was leveled on February 6 by freelance journalist Tris Dean, who reviewed comic books for IGN from April 14 to May 15 in response to a tweet about the outlet's recent Howard's Legacy read. And look at how they tried to attack Howard's Legacy too. This IGN is just a short name for ignorant, but there is another ones with that fit very well with that short term. For example, GameSpot, Game Radar, Games Run, Screen Run, whatever name they come up with, when they always reviewed something early, they're just advertisers and they don't care if it's trash. They just gonna promote it just like a second coming of Christ only because in that way people who actually don't know what the fuck is a video game when it comes to new stuff just gonna assume, oh, so it's good, I'm gonna buy it, and then they perpetuate this cycle of declining video games and media entertainment. Taking note of the dissonance between reviewer Travis Northrop criticism of everything from how the game is quote-unquote cursed with a lack of enemy variety and quote-unquote suffer from just about every issue that makes a GM performance review team cry. With his final score of 9 out of 10, Twitter user Epistemophagy opined, IGN's review of Howard's Legacy is very weird because it reads like they want to give it a variable but weren't allowed to. So yeah, they receive money. Not only they receive free copies, they receive money to just to give good PR. Even if people are enjoying Howard's Legacy, that doesn't mean it has involvement with certain controversy because let's put it like that. Warner Bros. Has been very woke and very out of creativity, and don't get me wrong, Hogwarts Legacy, they just push something of that LGBT agenda only because they want these guys to shut up. But you should never appease to these fuckers, these fucking goblins. They just can stop. There's no, they always move the goalpost. It's never enough. IGN review of Hogwarts Legacy is very weird because it's like they want to give it a bad review but weren't allowed to. And even that, they just want to give them a bad review only because J.K. Rowling. And they could give it a bad review, a bad score, with objectiveness, but they can. That's why more and more YouTubers who actually buy the game at launch with their own money. They don't have biased opinions about the game. And even if someone gives them to them as a way to review because they trust them, they just going to play it, they wanna give their opinions, what is wrong, what works, what's not, what is good, and what they really enjoyed, without any bias because, again, they are not involving or they are not influenced by other companies into giving good reviews. Jumping from epistem- epistemology observation, Dean then alleged video games aren't really my lane, but when I was reviewing comics for IGN about 10 years ago, we were in fact not really allowed to give bad reviews. IGN, they don't hire actually people who play video games. They hire failed journalists. They just failed journalists. They couldn't get it to the big names like Communist News Network, aka CNN. They didn't get to Fox Media, BBC, and they just ended here. They just failed pieces of shit that they just they don't feel happy, and then they just end up here destroying it. Video games aren't really my lane, but when I was reviewing comics for IGN about 10 years ago, we were in fact not really allowed to give bad reviews. Yep, just confirming with this tweet. A study of IGN archives proved that there may in fact be some truth to Dean's work. On one hand, contrary to the former staffer's recollection during his tenure, IGN allowed a number of his reviewers to give books poor scores, including DC's World Finest Volume 1, number 22, and Marvel's Ultimate FF Volume 1, number 1. I mean, you just can't. I don't like comics at this point. They just keep using the multiverse bullshit just to keep milking old franchise at this point. And this is Peter's N. Grayson, Volume 1, Number 1. The, the last even written by Dean himself. And you have a screenshot. Well, it's a image of that part of the comic. What the hell are you doing? Stop, what do you have to stop? Okay, no, I prefer everyone else just stick it to manga. And being honest, manga is more entertaining. Maybe I should recommend something because on the other, the, the frequency of these negative reviews were just a wish-washy as did not really allow description decisions with only two such a bad scores being posted per week. For example, for the week of September 24, 2014, Catwoman Futures End, Volume 1, Number 1, and IDW's G.I. Joe. Oh, I remember IDW has some issues with G.I. Joe turning in both agenda. Even I think Transformers got the situation. Or maybe I'm confusing the company. But either way, when it's really bad, really fucking bad, they just can't handle themselves because they can give this a bad review because they're going to lose their Axis Media, their earlier Axis Media. So this this quote unquote journalist sites, the only thing they do is advertising. They are not journalism at all. They just advertising. They just advertise what their corporate lords want them to advertise. That's how things are made. At least when it comes to IGN. And don't get me, bro. I know YouTubers do this, but the difference is they admit it. They are transparent. Like, you know what? This company is give me an advertisement for this game or this thing. I'm with this company making a deal just to put advertisement in my videos. And that's it. At least they are transparent when it comes to that. They don't bitch about it. They don't stay silent or make it fucking obvious they just being biased when reviewing something. And if they are biased with these YouTubers, everyone actually know, just like they did with IGN. So that's why when someone wants to review something, just go to a YouTuber, and they don't like that. The legacy media don't like that. In further support of Dean's account, it was not uncommon for certain books of questionable quality to receive questionable high praise. Oh man, just like what Marvel with that. I remember that panel of that fucking fella superhero woman, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, sorry, with that ugly ass face they draw. That man, Demon Slayer, that entire franchise coming from a Japanese woman, kicked the entire comic industry. All of them. No joking. All of them. Just a single manga the, kicked the entire US comic industry for many months. So that's what it is. In order to get actually, there is the situation when even the people are not, and we are in actually a recession in every country. They cannot allow to, even if they have the money, they cannot allow to just waste it and doing like a those venture investments. When it comes to someone from below buying video games, until they know it's actually good. That's why again YouTubers exist, just to review something they bought with their own money and actually tell you, okay, this is good and this is why I like it because of this, but I don't like this. Make your judgment. And people watching someone stream that games from the looks of it, if the gameplay looks good, visual gameplay looks good, and what they showed you and got people's interest, it means it's good. But even if the it's something that, as much as a YouTuber or streamer tries to portray when it comes to certain gameplay, they they demonstrate they just don't like the game and it's trash. And even someone is bored watching the content of that video game. If you get bored just watching it, you know it's you failed. That's what it is. They don't get interested anymore, and then that's when you know because as someone who already played many games in my life, I can already judge whenever it's something good or not just by looking at it. But I need to look at it personally, like with someone stream it. Not doing that stupid shit of you have to buy it and then play it to just make an opinion. No, fuck that. It's just like with that argument with The Last of Us 2. It's just a fucking movie. Video. It's a movie disguised as a video game. And actually, I can make good points on what actually worked. But I got with that thing, I don't really like that how the story comes with for a sequel. But again, uh, I know everyone has their own opinion, but I don't want to invest in something that is not worth my time. So that's pretty much it. Damn, man, the quality of comics. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a like, subscribe, and share this video. If you would like to comment, I'm gonna watch the comments. The comment section is always there for you. Have a good day.